everybody, welcome to Move with Rissa. I hope you all are doing well and enjoying the fall season. We're going to do a fall equinox yoga flow tonight, or today, whenever you're practicing. And we're gonna focus on more relaxation, letting go of things, kind of starting to wind down. So yeah, it's a yin class, and so we'll be holding the poses for a little while longer, about 10 to 15 breaths per pose. So you don't want to go too far deep into each one because you want to stay in your pose. So without further ado, let's begin. We'll start in deer pose. So bring the right foot in front of you at a 90-degree angle, and we'll bring the left leg behind you, also at a 90-degree angle, vertically. So your left leg is vertical, your right leg is horizontal in front of you. And try here to square off the hips so that both of your hips are grounded to the ground, obviously grounded down. And we'll bring the hands to the knees, closing the eyes. And notice your breath. You don't have to change it yet. And just noticing how you feel in your body. Start to lengthen the exhales. And start to bring your awareness to all of the places that your body is touching the ground. Your feet, the calves, the sits bones. And imagine yourself sinking a little farther into the earth with each breath. Great. And then we'll sweep this left leg around and bring it on top of your right. And if this is hurting your knees, feel free to bring a pillow or a block underneath that knee just to give you a little bit of support. And then if sitting upright feels best, do that. Make sure you have a nice straight spine. Or keeping your straight spine, you can slowly walk the fingers forward until you feel a nice stretch in your hips. Keeping the breath deep. And start to develop an intention for class today. Maybe something you would like to release and let go of. Something that's not serving you anymore, or any anxieties you may have, any worry. It can be big or small. Find something that's just been nagging at the back of your brain that you would like to release today. For these last few breaths, maybe bringing the hands a little bit more forward to deepen that stretch just a little bit more. Imagine your inhales are creating space And your exhales, you're sinking and releasing deeper into the poses. Great. And then start to gently come up. Stay where you are. I'm going to change to the front of my mat. And then we're going to sweep the left foot behind us. Extend the leg out long. Keep the right foot at that 90-degree angle, or you can bring it in a little bit to a 45-degree angle. Maybe using the hands for some support here as you fully extend that leg and settle into your pigeon. And maybe don't go as intense as you could go. We want to go about 80% of the stretch because we are going to hold them for longer. Make sure you're breathing. You can stay lifted or you can melt down. I do advise staying lifted for a few breaths and then melting down once you feel ready. Making sure that you're squaring through the hips and not leaning too far one side to the other. Nice and in the middle. And bring your attention back to your breath. When your muscles begin to tell you that they don't want to be in a pose anymore, that's when the pose starts. Keep focusing on your breath. And try to release any extra effort that you're maybe holding in your body. So maybe you're clenching your hands. See if you can release your hands or relax through the jaw or the shoulders, the eyebrows. Find places to soften. Take 3 more breaths. Great. And pushing yourself back up gently. We'll come back to a comfortable seat, cross-legged. Take a moment here to feel the differences between the right side of your body and the left side of your body. And then mindfully, slowly, cherish how you move from one pose to the next. We will bring the left foot at a 90-degree angle, or left leg, and bring the right leg behind you vertically, also at a 90-degree angle. Perfect. And once you've gotten set up, Palms face down on the knees for grounding. Close the eyes. And bring your attention back to your breath. We'll be using a few affirmations. Feel free to say any others that you would like. The first one we'll be focusing on is, I clear myself of negative thoughts. So just saying that a few times to yourself, out loud or in your head, doesn't matter. I clear myself of negative thoughts. Maybe envisioning the negative thoughts leaving you with your exhales. And then when you're ready, we will sweep this right leg around and place it on top of the left. Again, you can bring a pillow or a block underneath that knee for a little bit of support. Engaging just a little bit through the toes. And you can stay upright, hands on the knees, or gently fold forward with a flat back. Feeling the earth under your hands. Closing down the eyes once more. I clear myself of negative thoughts. Maybe in the last few breaths, inviting your body to release a little further by bringing your hands a little more forward. Inviting all of that emotion that's been stored in your hips to release. Sometimes it feels good on the lower back to gently sway side to side. Staying with the breath. Take one more breath. And then gently press yourself back up. Sweep that right leg around. It will extend behind you. Press into the hands as you find your pigeon pose. Making sure to square through the hips. and only coming 80% into the stretch. Maybe remaining lifted at first, and then melting down as you go. Maybe as this pose gets more challenging, try to find places to soften. Take 3 more breaths. Breathing fully into the belly. And then slowly push yourself up. And we'll step the right knee back to meet the left. The left knee back to meet the right. And we will sink back into child's pose. You can come to a wide-legged child's pose, or you can have the feet and knees together, whichever one feels best for you today. Feeling where your breath is in your body and releasing any tension into the ground. On your next inhale, press into the elbows, extend the legs long. Elbows are underneath shoulders. Gentle activation in the toes, pressing down through the feet. In Sphinx pose, chin is slightly tucked so that the neck is long. And almost think about gently gripping the mat and almost microscopically pulling your chest forward just a little bit. And this will create more length in the spine. And bring your attention back to your breath, maybe closing the eyes. We'll say the affirmation, anything that blocks my growth, I release. I release anything that blocks my growth. Saying that to yourself a few times. And for the last few breaths, you have a couple options. You can stay here, perfectly fine. If you're looking for a deeper stretch, you can gently lift the elbows off the mat, pressing into the hands. It's important to have that microscopic pull of the chest here so that you're not dumping into the lower back. So this is a perfect progression, or you can stay on your elbows and grab one foot at a time for a nice quad stretch. So either one of those, or you can stay in your Sphinx pose on your elbows, totally fine. Whatever would feel the most nourishing for you tonight. I release anything that blocks my growth. Gently smile to yourself. Take 3 more breaths. Feel your stomach as it presses into the yoga mat. And on your exhales, once more find places to soften. Great. When you're ready, we'll press up onto the hands briefly, and we will take the knees wide. Your ankles are still going to be in line with your knees. Taking the knees as wide as comfortable, but still maintaining that 80% stretch. And then we'll come down once more to the elbows, keeping that microscopic pull towards the front of your mat. Frog pose with Sphinx. This is a deep hip opener, so be gentle for any emotions that come up for you. Breathing all the way down to the belly. As you exhale, maybe repeating to yourself, I exhale all my worries. I exhale all of my worries. And then on your next inhale, bring yourself up, bring the knees together gently, and then we'll come to kneeling. We'll take a gentle side stretch on each side before we come to Savasana, placing the right hand on the mat, lifting the left arm up and over, tilting your chest up to the sky a little bit. And then switching sides. Great. And then we'll come down to our backs. When you arrive, tuck the shoulder blades underneath you, plant the feet into the ground, and press into the mat a little bit, and scoop your tailbone up, tuck your tailbone under, and then rest your spine back down so that you feel your lower back touching the mat. And then close the eyes. Take a soothing inhale, a soothing exhale. And then we'll cross the right leg over the left, maybe bumping the hips to the right ever so slightly, and then dropping the knees off to the left. If this is too much of a stretch for you, you can uncross the knees and just have that twist without the cross. Maybe cactusing, is that a word, cactusing? The right arm. And closing the eyes. Bring your attention back to the intention you set at the beginning of class. Maybe asking yourself, why did I choose this intention today? Settle into 3 more breaths here. On your exhale, maybe sigh and release. Beautiful. Bring the knees back through center. Take some time to notice the differences between the right side and the left side. And then we'll cross the left leg over the right. Or if you didn't have the bind on the other side, then don't take the bind. Shifting the hips to the left a little bit, and then tipping the knees over to the right side. Cactus through the left arm if you would like, and close the eyes once more. Allow gravity to push on your shoulders, release them. Allow the gravity to pull on the corners and sides of your face, relaxing the skin and the muscles, your jaw, the tongue from the roof of the mouth. And just be here. Take 3 more breaths. And then unwind. Bring the legs out long, hands by the sides, palms face down. Imagining your intention once more. Thinking about why you chose it. Think about the emotions around it, why it has been causing you worry. And then, as if it's an autumn leaf, imagine it swaying in the wind, gently descending, making its way towards the ground. Floating down, and gently departing itself from your consciousness. As it reaches the ground, it disappears and melts into the earth, leaving you with a sense of peace, a sense of renewal, and gently say to yourself, I accept myself as I am right now. I accept myself as I am right now. We will linger here a little longer. I will call you back when it's time. And then when you're ready, begin to wiggle through the fingers and toes. Maybe rolling yourself to one side. And then I will meet you in a seat. Take your time, move slowly. Thank you so much for joining me in class today. I hope you all have been having a wonderful fall. I have been definitely feeling the fall energy and all the festivities that come with it. So yeah, and I'm very grateful for every single one of you. We'll bring the hands to heart center, smile gently to yourself. Give yourself a little gratitude for showing up to your mat today and giving yourself some love. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out, exhale. My name is Rissa. Namaste.